Oh boy, Gun Media might have done it now. They really have just angered the masses. This is bad. This is bad for them. The first time this has happened, it was understandable with Friday the 13th. If you didn't know, Friday the 13th was undergoing a lot of legal issues, and they were basically shut down with Friday the 13th. It was just too complicated. They just didn't want to spend any more time with it because of what was going on in court with fighting over the rights for Friday the 13th. So it was understandable why they decided to go ahead and just let Friday the 13th go. I have the game on physical. I mean, I loved it. It was just fantastic. Everybody, I think, really genuinely enjoyed that game. I mean, it was, for the longest time, that's all anybody would talk about back in 2017. But here, it seems like they're now giving up on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, which I actually genuinely enjoyed. I wasn't too excited about the newest characters. They weren't really any familiar faces. Unfortunately, when you constantly have to give up on your own games, in a sense, it doesn't seem like the game is going to be actually officially like stopping. I mean, I'm sure you're going to be able to still play it. It's just they're not going to be releasing any more DLC. They're not going to be any more updates. They're not going to be doing anything like that. So if you were waiting and hoping for more characters to drop or new maps or anything like that, you can probably forget that right now because that's just not going to happen. Yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the article by Bloody Disgusting, and I'll give you guys more of an insight about what Gun Media is going to be doing with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All right. Gun Interactive ends future content updates for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game. This was posted literally a day ago. Oh, Evil Dead the game. Evil Dead the game got given up on too. So these movie video games with these survival movie games are not really doing all too well. They're nowhere near the level of Dead by Daylight, is basically what I'm saying. After what happened with the Evil Dead game, the Friday the 13th the game, you had an inkling that something similar was going to eventually happen to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That has unfortunately come to pass, as Gun Interactive announced this morning that after this month's patch, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been fully realized. So after 2 years, they have been fully realized and will not be receiving any further future content or support, which means that there will be no more DLC, balance updates, or bug fixes. So anything that goes wrong with the game at this point, it is what it is. Anything in the future that has to revolve around the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, doesn't matter what it is, DLC, new characters, whatnot, it's not going to happen anymore. It's completely, they're cleaning their hands, they're done. And this has pissed a lot of people off, by the way. I've been looking at the comments on Facebook and stuff on their official page. I gotta blow my nose. My allergies are kicking my ass. We feel proud of the game we've made, and we're happy that we're at a point where we feel the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has reached its full potential, states Gun Interactive. From the very beginning, we've always had a clear, concise vision for this game. We wanted to push the envelope of multiplayer, asymmetrical horror, shed light on this iconic film to the newer generation, and place folks in the beautiful but macabre world of Muerto County. I might have mispronounced that. And we feel we have achieved that. The team states that despite future content updates no longer being developed, the game will still be playable and will not be dislisted from storefronts. There will also be a few more patches to come that will transition the game towards peer-to-peer matchmaking. Our community team will continue to interact with our players as we continue to celebrate Texas Chainsaw Massacre with all of you who love this game just as much as we do. As fans know, licensing has been an issue with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from the beginning, with the team opting to develop original lore instead of adding content mainly based on the sequels. We did get the 2003 version of Leatherface. Oh, that's pretty cool. From Marcus Nispel's Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and Bill Moseley did join the game as a family member, Bones. So it doesn't seem like the game is not going to be leaving storefronts, which unfortunately happened with Friday the 13th. And it seems like the game will still be playable to a lot of people. So if you have the game, you're going to be able to still play it. It's just when it comes to updates, when it comes to anything future, you will not be seeing anything else. This is literally it when it comes to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like where Dead by Daylight's releasing a new killer almost every 2 months. This will no longer be doing that. So you get what you get, basically. You get what you get. That's a bummer. That really is, because I'm sure one of the biggest things that people were excited about were the possibility of more characters coming out from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, look, at the end of the day, if they couldn't get the rights to the characters, they couldn't get the rights to the characters. I'm not going to really hold that against them. That is just simply how the roll of the dice goes. I genuinely, I feel like they should have done that from the beginning, though. They should have asked from the beginning and seen if they could get the rights to some of these characters and some of these maps and new worlds revolved around the Texas Chainsaw Massacre before they even made the game. I would have been asking around to make sure that was okay, instead of just making the game and then asking later on and then finding out later on that you couldn't even do that, which I'm not even sure how the process of all that goes. So maybe they did do that. I don't know. However, that doesn't really come off to me like that's what happened. Yeah, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is probably going to be next. Stockcar Manson says, next will be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They are abysmal excuse of a gaming company. They are based on... Well, actually, Killer Clowns is not Gun Media. To my knowledge, it's not Gun Media, so I don't think we have to worry about the Killer Clowns game. I mean, it's a different team entirely. Yeah, here's another post that was made yesterday about from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre official Facebook page. Apparently another update for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this post got demolished by fans. Nobody will ever defend this company ever again. Now they even had a younger girl killer planned and recorded the animation too, but I guess that's scrapped. Company, I'm sorry to say this, like Gun Media is actually a really good gaming company. That's the problem here. They're really actually very good at what they do when it comes to these multiplayer survival games. Unfortunately, these fans do have a point. You're not consistent. You're not dependable. You keep giving up on your games, and that eventually is going to run you through some really dirty waters. It really is. I think what also pissed off a lot of people, if I can find the post, when they first made the announcement that they were going to do this, like give up on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they then made a post saying that, oh yeah, be sure to check out our main pages for another update, exciting news coming. Like they were just going to give up on it so they can do something else completely. And this game only had a 2-year runtime. This was released a couple years ago. It wasn't even that old. It's not that old. It's still relatively new. So yeah, that's basically what has happened to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game, which I have a couple of videos on my gaming channel when we played this game, and we actually had a blast playing it. We've actually been talking about revisiting the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. However, now that we found out that there's not going to be any more updates or characters or whatnot, anything new, we're not really as enthusiastic about it. We'll probably still play it if the option is still there because, you know, obviously the gameplay is still really fun. Having said that, let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Does this ruffle your feathers? I have no doubt it does. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you on the next one. Do take care.
Reactions are nothing new. However, there is one man on a mission who wants to prove the world a fakery. He used to follow all these paranormal shows. Now he's had enough. He is done. Dark sources throwing down, coming after all these paranormal clowns. He is watching, not letting them get away. All these fakers, they're gonna have to pay. Chicken Tops is throwing down.